Good morning, all of you. Today we are going to start class 7 SST part Civics, chapter number 1, that is Democracy and Equality, part 1. Now, there is a small story that is given in your book about a girl, Mansi. It was the time when summer vacations are going to be over very soon. So, the children of Athens Cooperative Society were planning to organize a mango eating competition for their elders. So, in this series, Mansi asked her father to join that competition. But Mansi's father, Mr. Mathur, was not free on Sunday. So he said to his daughter that on Sunday there is a general body meeting of the Residents Welfare Association in their society for electing the managing committee. And what is the work of managing committee? The committee looks after the general administration of the society. So all residents of the society they have to attend the meeting. Then Mansi was disappointed because she wanted her father to join that mango eating competition, but he was unable to join that competition. So Mr. Mathur asked her daughter that did you already heard about the democracy and election? She said, yes, I read in all those things in the previous classes, but what is in the clear form that I don't know. So let us go with the chapter and we give some more examples to the Mansi and make her understand what is democracy and what is equality in it. First of all, we have to see the democracy. So democracy is what? Democracy means the rule of the people. So how it comes? It is a combination of two Greek words, that is demos, which means people, and kratos, which means rule. So it directly means the rule of people. It means that in which the people choose their representative by election and those representatives will work for them. So this is the basic definition of democracy. Now there is one more example or one more definition that is given by the American President Abraham Lincoln. What he has described democracy. So he said that the government of the people, by the people and for the people. So basically of the people means the government belongs to the people, means that the government that belongs to the people, means that the government is for the people basically, and by the people means who form this government? It is formed by the people, means the people choose their representative, and for the people means the government work for the people. Okay, when we choose our representative, the representative will work for the government, work for the people, yani means that the government those we have chosen by through election, that government will work for us. So this is the basic definition that you are able to understand. Now in the next topic we have to read about some of the earliest form of democracy which were existed, not exact kind of democracy, but it is a little bit different from the democracy we have to see from the very stories of the ancient time in the world. Now let us move to the topic. Now there is a story of Athens. So Athens is what? It was a city of ancient city of state of Greece. So it was one of the city of the Greece, and it was said that it is been inhabited for at least 5,000 years ago, means that it is been still inhabited by the people, or it is said that it's been a 5,000 years people were living in those areas, and it is situated in the southern Europe, the southern part of the Europe that the Greece is situated. So let us see what is there. In Athens, all male citizens formed the body called the assembly. Okay, now here the assembly is mentioned. The assembly is what? It's a group or organization. So what is the work of assembly? Assembly took important decision of the state. So they have the right to take the important decision of the state. State means the particular area in which they are living. So it was perhaps the earliest form of direct democracy, where people directly participate in the governance. So here it is directly participated by the people, means that it's not like that we choose the representative and representative will work for us. Here it is each and every member of particular area will take the decision. They have the right to take decision. They have to speak something on some matter, on some topic. So this was done in the Athens, but there is some restriction also. Restriction for whom? For the slaves, women, and the people those who belongs to another state but living in Athens. So they were not part of the assembly, as well as they did not allow to participate in the decision making. So basically only the male members of that society were allowed to were allowed to participate in the assembly, as well as only they have the right to take the decision regarding their citizens. So this is probably a kind of democracy, we can say, that everybody had on that time. Everybody had right to speak and right to express their self. So this is the this is the thing that is known to us, that 5,000 years ago the people were used to do these things. Now there is a picture that I had uploaded, the assembly of Athens, where you can see somebody is standing over there and everybody is listening to him. And there is another one, that is the Roman Senate. We will read in next topic. There you can see in the Roman Senate there is one person is standing in between, and it is surrounded by some of the chairs, and the chairs were occupied by some people, and one person is speaking and another person are listening in this picture. There you can see. Now move to the Roman Senate. So Roman Empire Senate, what was that? So it is just like assembly that we had earlier read in the Athens story. So Roman Empire is also having assembly, that name was Senate. Let's see. Democracy developed further in the Roman Empire 509 to 27 BCE and played an important role. So it is a little bit developed form of the democracy from the Athens. So it was an assembly of important citizens called Senate. So it is only for the important citizens, not for the all. So Senate was formed and people elected councils to run the government for one term of year. So how long they will run the government? Only for 1 year. So only for 1 year they were chose as a representative of the government. The Senate was a political institution in the ancient Roman Republic. It was political institution, means the Senate has right to take the decision regarding the political activities. It was not an elected body. It is clearly stated that this body, that Senate, is not an elected body, means it is not elected by somebody, but whose members were appointed by the council. So these are who? They were appointed by the council. Another, the council is also group that have the more rights. Let us see what is the work of Senate. The Senate was there to advise the king. Okay, if king need any decision, any important discussion is there, So the senates will help the king for any of the purpose. And more, the senate also controlled the spending of the state money and making it very powerful. The senate has power that they can decide the how to spend the money of the Roman Empire, as well as and in which area they have to spend the money, that they can make the Roman powerful. Let us see what were the council that appointed the senate. A council held a highest elected political office at the Roman Republic from 509 to 27 BCE. So this is the highest elected political office in the Roman Empire, and that is to be formed. That is also run in that era from 509 to 27 BCE. The council were the chairman of the senate, so they were the head of the senate, and they served as a board of advisor. So they help the senate people for giving by giving the advices. And they also commanded the Roman army. Okay, one more power of the councils were they had the right to control the Roman army, as well as have the highest judicial power. Means that whenever any case or any kind of dispute will arrive, the council will work as a judiciary basically. So this is the Roman Empire Senate, and it is little bit having a little bit of quality of the democracy which present in the story. Now move to the age of feudalism. So age of feudalism is what? It was when the Roman Empire falls. Means that when the Roman Empire get down and the kings were there, only kings has all the power. This was the time when democracy was totally forgotten. Means that democracy was not in use. People were not allowed to taking the decision from others. Everything is only dependent upon the king. So it was the age of violence, war, and tyranny of a king. Means that all of the torture of king, the violence, the war. So this age was nearly up to 5th century to 12th century. Okay. So this era was particularly follow the feudal system. So what is the feudal system? Let us see. This was the time where democracy did not exist. Every power was in the hand of the king, and because of this, many poor people suffered a lot. So the poor people were suffered a lot because of it, and in this kind of system, king was at the highest post, and king awarded the land grants called fiefs or fiefs. So this was the land grants. So why the king provided the land grants to the nobles? Because the land grants fiefs were awarded to the nobles, and sometimes to the church for their services, military services, and loyalty. Basically, why the king awarded the land grants to the nobles. So let me explain with you one of the pyramid, that is a flow chart, you can say. With the help of that, I will explain you. Like king provided money and army and bestowed land on his nobles. So basically, for as a reward, the king provided the money and army to the nobles. So nobles, what they do? Nobles ruled over the manor and provided knight for the protection. So when king give them land grants, so in return, the lords provided, or nobles provided, the knight to the king for the protection purpose. Okay, knight provided the military services and protection. So whosoever the nobles were there, they provided knights to the king for the protection purposes and for the war purposes. And then land that is given to the lords or nobles by the king, that lands were given to the peasant and serf. So what do the peasant and serf? They bound to work on the land on manors for the lord. So because of the nobles which they had provided the land to the peasant and serf, they work on them, they provide the production, they give the taxes, many more things, as well as these peasant and serfs provide the knight or the soldiers to the king, and those soldiers help to the king for the protection of their territory as well as for the war purposes. So this was the feudal system. So in this, democracy was totally neglected. Everything is totally depend upon the king, and the king had the all of the powers regarding the governance. So this was the feudalism. So this is not exact kind of democracy. Now let us go to the another story of the history. This was Magna Carta. So what was Magna Carta? So Magna Carta was basically, it is a set of laws, or this was the agreement signed by the King of Britain or England in 1215 CE. Why he had signed this Magna Carta? Let us see. Due to expensive foreign wars, King John of England had imposed heavy taxes on his subjects. First thing is that, so he implemented heavy taxes on the subjects. So the subjects refused to pay those heavy taxes. He punished them severely and seized their properties, and after this, all the subjects of England demanded that King John should follow the laws. So without any laws, without any of the things, they imposed, the king started punishing all those people, those who were not paying the taxes, and also they started seizing their property. So because of it, the subjects of England started asking King John to do everything according to the law, but the king refused to do so. King did not accept this thing, and because of it, the king was captured and forcefully agreed by his subject to sign the Magna Carta. So he was forced to do that, and Magna Carta restricted the privilege of the king, and he could only punish the people on the basis of law of the land. So basically, now the king had to also follow the rules, that is the rule of the land. Means basically the laws which is to be implemented for all the people. Means that it is not like that only that rules, it is not for the king, it is only for the subject. No, the rules is for the all people, even king included. Magna Carta stated that all free men the right to justice for a fair trial. No man shall be arrested or imprisoned except by the judgment of their equal or by the law of the land. Means that everybody who are living in the England, they all are free, and they have right to get the justice as well as fair trial, and no man shall be arrested or imprisoned before the judgment by the law of the land. Means that without any that guilty, that nobody can be arrested. So basically this was this incident included one more feature in the democracy, that judgment or the justice is for the all people, whether they are the king, whether they are the subject of the state. So this was one more the feature was included in the democracy. Now, American War of Independence. So this was another story of the history of the democracy. there the North America in the North America 13 British colonies were there, and they were declared the war against the British monarchy. What they did, they declared the war against the British monarchy. Why they do that? Because with the war of France, Britain was in debt. Okay, so they needed to make more money, and British Parliament decided to tax the North America colonies. So because of it, they get angered. Who get angered? The colonists, the 13 British colonies which were in the North America. So for this purpose, they need one representative that could talk to the King of Britain for the tax implementation. So for this purpose, they wanted a representative that could talk to the British, but Britain did not accept it. So American people started rebelling against the British. In that case, Britain sent some troops to suppress the rebellion. Means that Britain sent troops to suppress the rebellion of the America. Hearing all those things, they get angered and decided that the colonies were an independent country free from the British rule. Means that they started saying directly that they were not the part of the British rule, they are free. Also, the America started fighting with the British troops, and the America was helped by the France. Means that the France was helping to the America in the fighting against the British colony. It was 4th July 1776 they adopted a document called United States of Declaration of Independence. So this was a document, and it stated that colonies were no longer part of British monarch, and they were forming a new sovereign state, that the United States of America. So these 13 colonies, British colonies adopted this document. On that document, it is said that they are forming a new sovereign state, that is United States of America, and that states were no longer the colonies of the British Empire. After this incident, they fought many wars with the British, and in those wars, France were also helping to the American colonies, and after some time, British had to be agreed on the independence of those 13 American colonies that they have colonized by the British monarch. So this was the one more important feature, in which the democracy provide the equality, and democracy provide the representative, that representative could represent the people's matter, the people's topic. This is one more feature that is included in the democracy that shown by the American War of Independence. Now, establishment of democracy after French Revolution. So this story is also there, that I had told you that then when the American 13 colonies were fighting against the British government, so the France was helping them. So by the time of helping to the American colonies, the France treasury is also going to be finished. In that case, the France king decided to levy heavy taxes on their subjects, basically on the third estate. Now we have to know about what is third estate and is there any other state were present in the French society? Yes, the French society was divided into three states. The first state was, or the first class was, comprising of the priest and religious leader. The second state or class comprising of the nobility ruled over the France, and third state comprising of poor peasants and common people. So wherever is the problem is to be faced by someone, that is the poor people or the common people. So here in France also, after the empty of treasury, all two states decided to impose the taxes on the third state, because according to the rule of France, only third states had to pay the all taxes to the first state and the second state. So because of paying of those heavy taxes, the third state were living miserly life, and the second state and first state lived a lavish life. So it was the time when they started implementing the tax to the people. So in that time, the third state started opposing that why every time these state has to be paid the taxes, and there is no decision at all, because in the French society it was decided that every state had one representative and they will vote, and the number of votes they will count, like only three votes were there. If any decision they get two votes, the decision should be implemented. But now third state had decided that each and every member will be the part of the decision making body. So for this they made a one in national constituent assembly with the representative of the all three states. It is done by the third state, and after that they had adopted a declaration of right of men and the citizens in 1789 that stated that all men are equal by the nature and before the law. So basically everybody is equal in front of the law, means that nobody is to be discriminated that they belongs to the first state or second state. Everybody is equal, and after that French monarchical system get demolished, and after that the democratic form of government were formed. So these were the incidents that happened in the history of democracy, that gives some of the examples that democracy's features, and these all are nowadays included. That is the modern time of democracy. All features were included in that. So this is the chapter. This is the first part of the chapter. I hope you are able to understand. If you have any confusion regarding it, go through there and comment in the section, that I will be solve your problem. So for the next part, we'll go for the next video. Thank you.